Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Spider-Gwen issue 13. And before I start talking about this issue, just want to give you guys a couple updates. Of course, I have Comic Uno, episode 166, and that show will review all the comics I've read this week in one show. If you want to go check out the exclusive comics for this show, in the description below there will be all those titles, and also attached is the link for the episode. Also, guys, we have the last episode of the season for Motherverses. Would love you to check that out. But let's start talking about Spider-Gwen issue 13, a book I was really looking forward to because I love when the Mary Janes and Gwen can interact. I really like their friendship, and we kind of had a cliffhanger from, I think, a couple issues ago where Gwen uses her abilities in front of her friends, in front of the Mary Janes. So do they know? Do they not know? We get an answer here. And of course we have some beautiful artwork for the cover where Mysterio is the mysterious villain. Now, talking about the artwork, I really like Rodriguez's art style. Really works for the book. Love the colors for this book. Very vibrant. I will say my only negative for the artwork, though, is that a lot of times there's close-up scenes where you can't really see the whole setting as much, so it gets a little cluttered in the storytelling. That's kind of something I've seen a lot with Spider-Gwen, but overall, like I said, facial expressions, the vibrancy of this book is so good. And I do like the style. I just kind of wish the camera angles were a little bit different. But let's start talking about the story. So, with this issue, it's a one-shot issue, it's a Halloween issue, where the Mary Janes are trying to cheer up Gwen, and they go to this haunted carnival where they find Mysterio and has this gas, and of course they're seeing their nightmares. And they are dealing with the aftermath of Gwen's father being in jail and them not really knowing what to do about that and how to approach Gwen about it. And then Mary Jane has a crazy theory that Gwen is Spider-Woman, and everyone's like, yeah, that might be true, but I feel like it's not. So they're all like weary about it. So when they finally do get trapped in this, bottomless pit, Mary Jane's like, hey, Gwen, can you help us get out of here? We won't say anything. We don't really care if you're Spider-Woman or not. And Gwen, of course, probably would have done something if she had her power-ups with her. She doesn't. So there's not really a reaction after, though. Does Mary Jane still believe she's Spider-Woman? Does the crew, does the band still believe she's Spider-Woman? We don't know. Because it is more of this one-shotty Halloween special. But we do get to see, I think it was Betty who like goes crazy and becomes like this, not axe killer, but she tries to save the day, which is cool in this like punk rock type way. So I like this issue because it is a filler, but a good fun filler that builds characters. It builds the Mary Jane band. It builds them as friends to Gwen. I always feel like we need to see more of the Mary Janes, which sometimes you can't do because there's not always a lot of time with the Spider-Woman story, and then next we have a whole Matt Murdock story, so I don't know how much of the Mary Janes we're going to see, so that's probably why we did get an issue like this. But also gets you in the Halloween spirit. I feel like I haven't seen a lot of Halloween specials from comics, so it's nice to get that. And I will say there are some weird parts with Betty. I guess that part I didn't like as much, even though she's kind of cool. She kind of went out there and a little crazy. But I do wonder still, do the Mary Janes know that Gwen is Spider-Woman? Do they still think that? I am curious about that journey. Will Gwen say anything? Because that is brought up in her fears too, where it's Peter saying, oh, well, they find out, they will hate you. Why don't you tell your friends? Why you keep all these secrets? And that's been honestly a story that's building up for a really long time. It's like, why haven't you told the Mary Janes yet? Are you afraid they'll judge you? So it's a really cool psychological issue too, because it's Mysterio. Of course, you're gonna go get some fears. You're gonna get some interesting settings and interesting situations that your heroes are gonna be put into. So overall, I thought this was a very solid issue. Is it a must-read? I don't know, but it is a character-building issue, and it's not a wasteful filler. It doesn't feel like filler for filler's sakes. It actually does feel like a strong filler. So I'm going to give Spider-Gwen issue 13 4 stars. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later.